Our St. Louis Dragons can just about taste a playoff spot. A win tonight here in Week 17 against the Panthers would go a long way in clinching a spot. I was originally planning on having a prospect profile today. We're going to push that over to the next episode, which will also be our final game of the year against the Indianapolis Colts. As everything currently stands, we are currently the 7th seed in the NFC, and if we win our final 2 games, we will clinch a playoff spot. Last episode, we had a doubleheader against the Niners and the Rams, the 2 best teams in our division, 2 of the best teams in the NFL, and we ended up splitting those 2 games, losing to the Niners, but beating the Rams for a second time this season. As we look at our first 15 games, this team is all about defense, not so much in the sense that we have such a potent unit, but more so how the defense plays depicts how we win. Our offense usually scores somewhere in the 20s, and if we allow less than 20 points, we win the game, and if we allow more than 30, we lose the game. That has taken us to an 8-7 record and currently 7th place in the conference with a meeting against the Carolina Panthers upcoming on Monday Night Football. The Panthers are one of the many teams fighting for that final wildcard spot as well. We are currently tied with Seattle for the 7th seed, not Minnesota. The Vikings currently lead their division. Along with us and the Seahawks, Carolina, the Commanders, and the Giants are also in the race within a game of us. So if Carolina beats us today, we will have the same record, and they will take the head-to-head tiebreaker, meaning that fate is no longer in our hands. If we win this game, there's a good shot that we end up getting that final playoff spot. And if we lose this game, then we probably won't get that last playoff spot. So that just kind of shows the magnitude of how important this matchup is. And spoiler alert, it ended up being the game of the year. So buckle up. Last episode, we had a couple new injuries with Aaron Brewer and Royal Osuchua, the latter of which is going to be a pretty big deal as Osuchua's had a great rookie year at guard. Khalil Mack also got hurt in practice, and he will also be out. So that means we're going to see some more B.J. Ojulari, the former Panther. We're going to see more Joseph Osai, more Trajan Blyshenden, and hopefully those guys will be able to step up today. The interesting thing about our game being on Monday Night Football is that we are going to know the results of all the other games around the league. The matchups that we'll be watching out for are the Vikings and the Giants. We are rooting for the Vikings to win. Dallas and the Eagles is kind of interesting. Both of those teams are ahead of us. Both of them currently slated to get a playoff spot. The Niners and the Rams probably decides the NFC West. Washington plays the Raiders, go Raiders. And then Seattle, the most important one for us since we're tied with them, they play against the Bucs, who are the worst team in the league. That's just great. Let's take a look at the Carolina Panthers, who at 7-8 are obviously right in the thick of things for a wild card spot. At quarterback, they are led by Bryce Young, the former number 1 overall pick in his 3rd year out of the University of Alabama. In terms of the top quarterbacks drafted in 2023, Young has been the best one so far. We've seen a little bit of Will Levis and C.J. Stroud. We'll get to play against Anthony Richardson next week, but statistically, Young has had the best start to his career. He has been a great player for Carolina thus far. The Panthers have a fun group of skill position players of Miles Sanders and Alvin Kamara out of the backfield. Kamara is injured. At wide receiver, their top draft pick from this draft, Matthias Abanda, looks like a superstar so far. He's the current frontrunner for the Offensive Rookie of the Year, 1 spot ahead of Arturo Modelo. Modelo's going to need 20 more catches and 200 more yards to catch up to him. So, spoiler alert, it's probably not going to happen. Also, completely unrelated, but Jameson Williams is the first Dragon to get 1,000 yards in a season. That's pretty cool. Defensively, the Panthers are led by the pretty much same players that we know them for in real life. Brian Burns, J.C. Horn, Derek Brown, Jeremy Chin, amongst others. We've got a strong offensive line as well. And unlike real life, this core has really gelled well together. So let's hop into the most important game in St. Louis Dragons history. And I know I've said that about like 4 different games this year, but this one 100% takes the cake. Again, if we win, we probably will end up getting a playoff spot. And if we lose, we probably won't. Everything we've tried to build with this team is for games like this. Even though this is not technically a playoff game, the magnitude of it matches a playoff matchup. 2 teams fighting for 1 spot in the NFC. If Carolina loses, they are definitively out, and if they win, they could be in prime position to take the 7th seed. On the flip side, if the Dragons win, they will be able to control their own fate going into Week 18, matching up against an Indianapolis Colts team who isn't a slouch per se, but at 6-10, they aren't exactly spectacular. So if the Dragons win, they could be in a really good spot, and if they lose, they will certainly be in a bad spot. The Panthers will start off with the football, so we'll take a look at Bryce Young, the third-year pro out of the University of Alabama. Young has gotten off to a great start in his career with the Panthers. Him and Puma Whitlock look like two of the best young quarterbacks in the NFC, and this is going to be the first of hopefully many battles between the two. Play action on the first play of the game as Young connects with his slot receiver, Hunter Renfrow, who gets 21 yards up the middle. Quick start there for the Panthers. Following play, Young hands it off for Miles Sanders, the veteran running back in his 7th season, and he gets around 11 yards. The Panthers, 2 plays into their first drive, already have it past the 50. 3rd and 3 now for Carolina. It's going to be a pitch to the left side. Sanders breaks the initial tackle from White, but he is wrapped up by Simeon Bonnet, barely getting back to the initial line of scrimmage. Carolina is going to go for it here on 4th and 3. The aggressiveness here from the Panthers. Young will look short. It's caught by CeCe Flash, who is leveled to the ground by Devin White, but not before getting the first down, and thus the chains move. 2nd and 10 now from the 25. Young, off his back foot, fires for Hunter Renfrow. He's in for a Carolina Panther touchdown. The Panthers march right down the field and score, and it's 7-0. The Panthers' offense looks good early, and that means that the Dragons' offense is going to have themselves a battle. Here leads Puma Whitlock, who has thrown 6 interceptions over the last 3 weeks after only throwing 5 picks through the team's first 12 games. He needs to do a better job of taking care of the football, as it's an RPO for Jamison Williams, who can just outrun defenders like it's nothing. He gets 18 yards. That'll move the chains for a first down. 3rd and 9 now from the 45-yard line. Puma joined by Darwin Juskins in the backfield as he looks to throw it under pressure, and he fires. Nice grab by Griffin Weaver III. Good to have him back in the lineup. He returned last week after missing a few games with an injury. 3rd and 3 now from the 31. The Dragons' offense looking quite solid so far, moving it down the field pretty efficiently. Puma under pressure, hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. That's Charles Omenihu with the pressure and the hit in the backfield. The Panthers converted a 4th and 3 on their first drive. The Dragons, meanwhile, are going to play it safe and kick the 48-yard field goal. Cameron Dicker, the kicker, splits the uprights, and it's 7-3. The Dragons, of course, are one of the most aggressive teams in the league on 4th down, but they choose to play it safe to start this one. Carolina back with it. 3rd and 3, it's tipped and incomplete. I think that was Trajan Blanchenden who got a hand on it. The cons of Bryce Young being short on full display there. Dragons back with it. Short throw on first down for Likely. Outruns a couple defenders and breaks a tackle for the first down. Nice play by Isaiah Likely, who didn't play his college ball too far from here at Coastal Carolina University. 2nd and 5 with a minute to go here in the first. Puma, play action. Rolls out to the right under a lot of pressure, and he fires for the rookie, Arturo Modelo, who gains 35. Modelo has completely broken out over the last month or so, and he's been one of the best players on the entire team over that stretch. 3rd and 10 now into the second quarter. Puma looks to throw it. It's going to be a screen for Darwin Juskins, one of the best teams in the NFL in terms of screens, but the Panthers are able to make the play here as Juskins only gets 6, and he's wrapped up by J.C. Horn, the former top 10 pick out of the University of South Carolina. So that means that the Dragons are going to have to kick another field goal. They bring the lead down to 1, and it's now 7-6. 2 good drives for St. Louis, but they've been unable to find the end zone so far. Panthers back with it, still holding the lead as Abanda's in motion. He gets it. The rookie out of Middle Tennessee State breaks a tackle and is hit hard by Devin White, but not before getting the first down. Abanda has all the physical tools you look for as a wide receiver. He's 6'4", he's athletic, he's quick, but he can also make plays with the ball in his hands. He is dynamic. Here's Renfrow on 3rd and 4, does not get the first down. Bonnet and Whitehead there to bring him down. Great tackle. The Panthers, though, are going to challenge the spot at the ball. They believed that Hunter Renfrow got the first down, and sure enough, they would end up being correct. So Hunter Renfrow does get the first down, and the Panthers will keep the ball rather than having to make a tough decision on what they're going to do with fourth down. A major break for the Panthers. We'll see if they capitalize. Here's Abanda up the middle. He brings it to the 35. The rookie continuing to produce early and often for the Panthers. 2nd and 10 now. It's going to be a handoff for Miles Sanders. Cuts to the left side with blocks. Sanders gets it past the 20. He's wrapped up by Darnell Savage and Demore Diggins. As Simeon Bonnet is hurt on the play, that does not look good. Bonnet would be diagnosed with a torn labrum, ending his regular season. Bonnet's not in the game. Mac's not in the game. That's not good news. What's also not good news is that Matthias Abanda caught a wide-open pass for a touchdown, and the Panthers extend their lead. Okuda, who's been great this year, got burned on that play, and it's now 14-6. Puma looking short on first down. It's caught by Swift off the play action, and DeAndre Swift gets over 20 yards. Puma was under a ton of pressure there, but he checks it off, and his running back makes a nice play after the catch. 3rd and 2. Puma looking up the middle. It's Michael Gallup, the veteran, who brings it to the 22-yard line. Puma Whitlock's looked quite solid so far. He's been very aggressive early in this game, looking to make plays down the field. 3rd and 10 now from the 22-yard line. Puma looks to throw it. He's under a lot of pressure. He is sacked for a loss of 13. Brian Burns, Agent Zero, brings him down. Another solid drive for the Dragons, but it's only going to end off with a field goal. 52-yard try for Dicker is right down the middle. Cameron Dicker is 3 for 3 today on field goals, but the Dragons still trail 14-9. Panthers back with it. Yon first down, fires a dart, and it's Jonathan Mingo who gets it to the 48-yard line. The Panthers already past midfield. Their offense is firing on all cylinders. Bryce Young looks like a superstar back there, making big throws down the field. He looks phenomenal. Following play, Young under pressure, spins around, and he fires for Hunter Renfrow, who gets it to the 31-yard line. Big throw for Young, who looks like he cannot be stopped right now. 2nd and 3, wide open is Mingo. Into the red zone, breaks a tackle. Jonathan Mingo gets it all the way to the 2. Big play after the catch by Mingo. The defense has got to bring him down earlier than that. Here at the 2-minute warning, 1st and goal. It's a pitch for Sanders. Bounces off a blocker. He's in for a touchdown. As we know with this Dragons team, they often win or lose based on the performance of their defense. And, well, so far the defense looks pretty bad. Dragons back with it, down by 12. Here is Arturo Modelo with a big play after the catch. That'll go for a first down. The Dragons looking to move quickly here as Isaiah Likely gets it, and he's tackled inbounds. Great tackle there by Horn and company. Dragons holding on to their timeouts as long as they can. Here's Modelo wide open with a first, and he's out of bounds at the 38-yard line. The Dragons are trying to hold on to these timeouts and use them when they need them. Puma looking downfield. It's caught by Weaver. Mosses a defender and gets it to the 5. What a play by Griffin Weaver III, as the Dragons do use a timeout there. Now a 3rd and goal. They are now out of timeouts, and they have it at the 1. Puma under pressure. He's sacked by Boye Mafe. The one thing the Dragons could not let happen there was a sack, and that's going to end the half. The strategy on that play was to throw the ball, assuming there would not be a sack. If it's incomplete, go for it on 4th down and open up the playbook. But they don't get to go for it because Boye Mafe was so quick in the backfield. Puma Whitlock had no time to react. 21-9 is your score here at half. As we take a look at a report around the league, we get to look at all the other scores around the league, and boy, are there some interesting results. In terms of the teams that we wanted to lose, the Giants fall to the Vikings, the Commanders fall to the Raiders, and most surprisingly, the 1-14 Tampa Bay Buccaneers upset the Seahawks. So with all 3 of those teams losing, we are now in a win and in position. If we come back and win this game against Carolina, barring some unforeseen changes with the tie-breaking rules, we will clinch a playoff spot with an extra week to go in the regular season. So now there's even more up for grabs because we know we can basically punch our ticket with a win. I don't know if the game will recognize us as being in the playoffs with a win, but we would be a game ahead of Seattle, and we currently have the tiebreaker over them based on record against common opponents. So therefore, we should, clinch the playoff spot. Going into the second half, I think we could be looking at a shootout. The offenses look good. They just haven't been able to score touchdowns. We need Puma Whitlock to continue to be dialed in, as he's looked pretty good so far. Not as good as Bryce Young, though, who has a perfect passer rating with passes beyond 15 yards down the field. The Panthers have a great vertical element of their offense, and we've got to be able to stop it. Going into the second half, the Dragons start with the ball. They know with a win they can clinch a playoff spot. It's time for the offense to get rolling. Short throw on 3rd and inches. It's the former Panther, Tommy Tremble, out of bounds at the 48-yard line. Puma couldn't find anybody open downfield, so he dumps it off to Tremble, who's playing the fullback position, and he makes a big play. 2nd and 10, handoff for DeAndre Swift to the left side, and Swift runs for a first down as he gets around 11. The offense, again, looking pretty good so far. They haven't punted it yet today, despite only having 9 points. Puma, play action, scrambling. He connects with Tykeem Keon Jr., and he gets it to the 6. The offense is back in the red zone. They've got to punch it in for a touchdown this time. No excuses not to. 3rd and goal from the 3. Puma looks to throw it. He's going to connect with Jamison Williams for the touchdown. And the St. Louis Dragons finally get in the end zone. A big drive for the Dragons, who knew they had to score a touchdown coming out of halftime, and they do exactly that. 21-16 now, 2nd down. Short throw for Sanders, and he is wrapped up for a loss of yards. Owen Popo brings him down, and that'll make it a 3rd and 11. If the Dragons can get a stop, they will have all the momentum here in the 3rd quarter. Bryce Young looks to throw it. Rolls out to the right side. Under pressure. He is sacked by Blyshenden, and Bryce Young is hurt on the play. This changes everything. It's a bruised sternum for Young. His day is done. Big sack by Trajan Blyshenden, the hometown kid. Played his college ball at NC State. As the Dragons have it back, Puma's going to test his luck, looking for the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown! Tykeem Keon Jr. comes down with it, and the Dragons take the lead. Everything is going well right now for St. Louis, and this might be the icing on the cake. Keon drags both feet in bounds. Speaking of his feet, I finally remembered to switch his cleats after recording this game. I've been meaning to do it for like half the season now, but I finally did it. Dragons now looking to go for 2 off of the touchdown. Puma calls an audible, looks to throw it, and it's tipped by Jeremy Chin at the line of scrimmage. Swift was wide open. He would have got the 2 points, too, as Carolina returns with a new quarterback. The rookie out of UCLA, drafted in the 4th round, Lang Buddha, is here to save the Panthers season. Or not, hopefully. Misfires on 1st down. I know that was great coverage by Okuda, but if Bryce Young is in the game, I think he's making that throw. 3rd and 8 now from the 21-yard line. The rookie, Buddha, looks to throw it, and he misfires again, this time for Renfro. 2 big misses from Lang Buddha. The Dragons have all the momentum. Their defense is making plays. The offense looks great so far here in the 3rd quarter. Play action on 1st down. Puma looking up the middle. It's caught by Weaver, who's had a great day. He's had some really nice catches as he brings it to the 40-yard line. Following play, it's an RPO for Tykeem Keon with the big touchdown. And Keon is out of bounds at the 23-yard line. Another Carolina kid. Keon played his college ball at Clemson. Following play, St. Louis's offense looks like an unstoppable machine. And right as I'm gassing him up, Swift loses a yard. Kelvin Newberry, the 2nd-year linebacker out of Tennessee, brings him down. Former teammate of Simeon Bonnet. 3rd and 11. Puma looking downfield. It's Isaiah Likely who gets it to the 5. Puma Whitlock is not missing. He looks so good right now. He's comfortable. He's calm. He is so used to these big games because he's played in so many in college. 1st and goal. Puma Whitlock rolls out to the right. Has wide open rushing room. He's in for a score. Puma Whitlock with his 3rd all-purpose touchdown in this quarter alone. The problem with the Dragons in the first half is that they couldn't find the end zone. Now, they can't get out. 3 touchdowns in the third quarter for the Dragons, who have outscored Carolina 20-0. So the Panthers have it back, trailing by 8 all of a sudden. As on first down, Abanda's in motion. It's an end around, and he is lit up. Devin White, who's been all over the field per usual, brings him down, and that'll make it a 3rd down and 9. Definitely the biggest play of the game so far. Buddha looks to throw it under pressure. Fumble! It's picked up by the former Panther, B.J. Ojulari. He takes it in for a scoop and score. And the Dragons extend the lead. No Bonnet, no Mack, no problem. The youngsters on this defensive line all in the backfield making a play. Joseph Osai and Trajan Blyshenden each with half a sack. I think that was all Osai who ripped the ball out. And then B.J. Ojulari against this former team picks it up, takes it to the house, and the Dragons lead by 15 points. Buddha on first down is incomplete. DeMar Diggins is going to get called for a late hit. I feel like Matthias Abanda kind of flopped. I feel like the contact was close to the out-of-bounds marker. I think that's a bad call. He should get an Oscar for his acting. Into the fourth quarter now, the Panthers led by multiple possessions at halftime, and now they trail by multiple possessions. On 3rd and 2, Miles Sanders gets the first down as the Panthers just look to get anything going right now after the Dragons scored 4 touchdowns in the third quarter alone. 3rd and 6 now, Buddha looks to throw it under pressure. He fires. Matthias Abanda with the first down as he brings it to the 20. Wrapped up there by the fellow rookie, Cam Lucifer II. Following play, it's Miles Sanders with blocks, breaks a tackle from Savage, and he's gone. Touchdown, Carolina. Miles Sanders might have just put the Panthers back in the game as it's a 1-possession deficit, only within 8 points. Dragons back with it. Massive offensive possession as it's a 3rd and 7. Puma looks to throw it under pressure, incomplete. He is awfully lucky that was not a fumble. His initial read there was one of Gallup or Weaver to the right of him, and before he could look at the left side, he had 3 guys meet him in the backfield. Panthers back with it. Buddha connects with Sanders on the wheel route. He brings it to the 46. Line Buddha struggled early, but he is starting to look a lot more comfortable as the game's gone along. Back to Sanders, breaks a tackle, gets the first down, and is hurt. So Sanders' night is over. The backup, Alvin Kamara, is already hurt. Adeyezi Adebayo will be the new running back. On first down, it's a jet sweep for Mingo with blocks down the field, being chased by Ojulari. He can't catch him. Jonathan Mingo in for the touchdown, and the Panthers are a 2-point conversion away from tying it up. Big play by Mingo, who's had a great game tonight, and now the biggest play of the season. A 2-point try with 6 minutes to go. Here's Buddha looking to throw it under pressure. He's sacked. The former Panther, B.J. Ojulari, makes the play. Ojulari spent 2.5 seasons in Carolina, got 0 sacks, but now here against his former team, he gets a massive one. Davis brings it to the 31 as the offense returns. The biggest drive of the season, up by 2. Let's see what Puma Whitlock and the boys can do. Trying to chew as much clock as possible, but they're not going to give up on the passing game yet. Short throw for Juskins to start things off. He gets a first down and more. Nice play after the catch there by Darwin Juskins as he gets it to the 45. Now a 3rd and 4, a little bit past midfield at the 49. Puma Whitlock looks to throw it under a little pressure as he gets it to Keon, who gets around 5 or 6. That's enough for the first down, thus keeping the chains moving. Now it's a 3rd and inches with 3 minutes to play, and it's an RPO. Jamison Williams gets a block with a first down. Big play for the Dragons, and they are now firmly in chewing clock position. Probably the final play now before the 2-minute warning from the 31. Puma looks to throw it, rolls out to the right side with plenty of room. There goes Puma down the field. Puma tries to dive in the end zone. He cannot as he's hit out of bounds at the 1 by Von Bell. Big run, though, for the Dragons, and now they'll look to punch it in. Play action on 1st and goal. Puma scrambles again. He walks it in. Touchdown, St. Louis Dragons. Big drive orchestrated by Puma Whitlock. and the Dragons are back up by 2 scores. Puma Whitlock looks so calm and comfortable the entire drive. Playing in so many big games in college with the Ohio State Buckeyes have proved to be very valuable. Now Carolina needs to move quickly. Nice first down for Mingo. Following play, Buddha looking downfield. He fires for Renfro, who gets lit up by Okuda. As here's your weekly Javon Kinlaw injury. That's actually his second of the day. One more than normal. On 2nd down and 9, Buddha under pressure. He's sacked. Devontae Wyatt brings him down, and the Panthers are going to call a timeout. 3rd and 17 now, minute and a half to go. Short throw is dropped by Hayden Hurst. That was a smart decision to let that ball go. I feel like he had possession, though. You could argue that should have been a fumble. 4th and 17 now, game on the line. Here's Buddha looking to throw it downfield. It's caught by Jonathan Mingo. He's gone. Touchdown, Carolina. Jonathan Mingo with his second score of the 4th quarter. Jeff Okuda got toasted again. And it's now 43-41. Panthers going from the onside. And it's going to be scooped up by Griffin Weaver, who's just going to fall down. No reason to try to get extra yardage. And now the Dragons are going to look to get a first down and finish it off for good. 3rd and 7. Puma can't find anybody. He does have open rushing room. Here's Puma Whitlock looking for the first down. Does he get it? Not quite. Putting his body on the line, and he's just short. Now it's a 4th and inches. Biggest decision of the series. We're going to go for it. We trust our quarterback to make the right play here. 4th and inches for the game with a playoff spot on the line. Puma looks to throw it. It's caught by the rookie, Arturo Modelo, with a first down. This game is over. And barring any EA Sports funny business, the St. Louis Dragons are going to the playoffs. They beat the Panthers by 2, 43-41, in an absolute Monday night thriller. This defense has not allowed 41 points all year. Opposing teams have had some high-scoring games, not this high-scoring. And guess what? It didn't matter. The reason why we won was the 3rd quarter. That simple. We outscored them 27-0 with 4 touchdowns. If not for the 3rd quarter, we would have probably lost by a lot. We got outscored by 25 in the other 3 quarters combined. Puma Whitlock is a superstar, man. There's no other way to describe his performance. Playing in 2 national championships and 3 college football playoffs are going to do that to you, I guess. Shout out to Puma Whitlock. He was incredible. Best game of his pro career by far. Bryce Young was also ridiculously good, and I think when he got hurt, that was kind of the turning point because he gets injured. Then the very next play, we score a 50-yard touchdown, and that was just kind of the beginning of the end for the Panthers. Believe it or not, of the 3 quarterbacks, Lang Buddha had the highest passer rating, which is kind of wild because he was definitely the worst of the 3. He did pick it up as the game went along, and in the 4th quarter, I'll give him his credit. He was really good. Now, one of his touchdowns was also a jet sweep. I don't want to give him much credit there, but the second touchdown was a great throw. When's the last time a game has had 3 quarterbacks throw multiple touchdowns? It has to be a while, right? Both teams ran the ball pretty well. Miles Sanders was very effective before he got hurt. Puma with some big runs late in the game. Both of the rookies, Modelo and Abanda, were great. So was Jonathan Mingo. He was unbelievable in that 4th quarter. Renfro, J-Mo, Griffin Weaver, and Tykeem Keon also very good. A lot of pancakes. 8 for Ike Ekwonu. Ingram and Jensen for us had at least 4. And then defensively, well, there wasn't a whole lot of it. I will say I thought the pass rush was pretty good. Trajan Blyjenden had a great game. I don't know why he got credited with the forced fumble, though. That was very clearly Joseph Osai who ripped the ball out there, but whatever. Also, shout out to Cam Dicker. He made some big kicks early in the ball game. We do have one new injury, and boy, it's a big one. Simeon Bonnet, torn labrum, out for 4 weeks. The earliest that he can return would be conference championship weekend. God willing, we get in. So Simeon Bonnet's year is done, and it was definitely an up and down season for him, obviously, with injuries. He only missed 4 games, but he got injured a number of times this year, and that means we're going to need all these young pass rushers to step up. B.J. Ojulari, Joseph Osai, Trajan Blyjenden, and Devontae Wyatt. What do all 4 of those guys have in common? All 4 of them made at least one really big play in this game, and hopefully we've got some more coming from the 4 of them. And Khalil Mack's going to be back, so that helps as well. Here's a look at the scores around the league. I know we already saw them, but if you want another look, here you go. Players of the week, Puma Whitlock, Duh. Along with Josh Allen, Levante David, and Joey Bosa. Puma's actually climbed up all the way to 4th place for MVP after his big game. Is he going to win the award? No, but it's nice that he's getting some love around the league, and deservedly so, because he has been spectacular really all year. We're still currently in 7th place, and as of now, we are slated to play against the Rams in the first round. That would be really fun. We already beat the Rams twice this year. How cool would it be to beat them for a 3rd time? We have not officially clinched a playoff spot, but as I said earlier, we had the tiebreaker over Seattle. The first tiebreaker would be head-to-head. We split. Second is conference wins. If Seattle wins their final game, we would be tied. The third tiebreaker is winning percentage against common opponents, which we have the edge there. Usually Madden is pretty good about tiebreakers, so even if we lose and Seattle wins, we should still get that final spot. I don't really want to risk it, though, so I'm probably going to play a lot of our regular starters in Week 18. But if we're performing well, we're not going to be afraid to put the backups in, see what some of our young guys can do. Before we wrap up the episode, I have a question for all of you. So I've been thinking about who I want to nominate for the stud and duds of the year, which we will be nominating those probably in the next episode. And I really don't know who to pick. There have been a few guys I thought about, but how many players have consistently exceeded expectations throughout the duration of the entire season? We've had some guys show flashes within spurts, but how many guys have really been great throughout the entire year, and vice versa? How many guys have been disappointing throughout the entire year, whether it's based on performance or injury or whatnot? So I want to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. Who do you guys think should be nominated for the stud and dud of the year, which, again, voting will take place quite soon. So next episode, we're going to wrap up the regular season on the road against the Indianapolis Colts. We're also going to have our final prospect profile of the year. And hopefully, barring something crazy, we will officially punch our ticket to the playoffs, even though we technically have already. I hope everybody enjoyed. Wild game today. Super fun. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out. Go Dragons.